What's up everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another vlog here on the Jaime Staples channel, and it is the biggest one we've had in a long time, Brando, because it is EPT main event day here in Prague, 5,300 euro buy-in, getting ready. But we need to start the vlog on a somber note. Yeah. Seabass.
Thank you for having me.
It's been a pleasure, dude. Seabass is out of here.
It's been a fun time.
Heading back to where?
Denmark.
Denmark?
Yeah, cool Denmark.
But no, it's been so much fun, dude, to have you here, and hopefully this was a reasonable replacement for the streamboat too.
Yeah, I think so.
I know it's not the Virgin Islands, but it was a little fun.
Prague is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are your takeaways? What do you think about EPT? Do you think we'll see you at another one?
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Cool, man.
It's been so much fun.
Cheers.
I'll go next year.
Okay. All right, man. It was a pleasure to meet you, Seabass.
Yeah,
thanks for
to meet
coming
you
on.
too. So cool.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So this is not totally goodbye, because this is not the last we're going to see of Seabass,
No.
right?
No. Like being here and seeing how passionate I am about poker, I'm gonna start streaming and hopefully I'll make it. So
Plug
click down and
get the plugs out.
Yeah.
Check them out.
Thank you guys.
The Seabass story is not over. Just
Not over
beginning.
yet. Just beginning.
Yeah. So we're gonna hop in now, man. In terms of how I'm feeling today. Ooh, stairs. Yeah, let's pick it up at the bottom. Yeah. Didn't get a great sleep last night, to be honest, which is not ideal, but it's okay. Couldn't fall asleep till about 6 a.m. I don't know if it was nerves or whatever, but yeah, so didn't sleep great, but we're hopping in 3 hours late to the start of the day. We have about 9 hours of play, and it's day one here, right? So this is the equivalent in an online tournament to the first couple hours. We're not gonna make the money today. It's all about just like playing hands and building a stack if possible. So my mindset going in is like just playing my best. I totally accept that 80% of the time I'm not gonna cash the tournament here. So like I find it really helpful to just accept that poker is not completely within your control. There's variance, so just do my best, what I think is best at the time, and let the cards fall where they may. So I'm gonna have some fun today, and hope it works out. Let's go.
The ticket, Jamie?
Seated by TD. We don't know the seat yet.
Nope.
This could be the winning ticket.
The classic, this is the winning ticket guy.
Yeah, I do it every time. Every time.
Eventually, it'll come good.
What's your name?
Patrick.
Patrick.
Yeah.
Patrick.
Thanks for that.
Are you in the main?
No, I was next to you just watching you.
Oh, okay.
And I used to play 130, but
Oh, okay.
it was like 3 days ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I'm following you. Really good luck for your.
Cheers, man.
end
Thank
of
you.
time.
I appreciate it. Catch you
Bye.
later. Rando.
It started good, man. You scooped the first part.
I did. We're on break one. Just played a very frustrating hand. So we're starting with, we have 18,500 chips right now. But I played a very interesting hand. I want to be very delicate when I say this, but I think my table is probably the best table I've had in a tournament, $500 or over. Like there's a lot of players that are playing for fun. You know, it is probably like their first big live event, so it's a good opportunity. Like there's some really good edges. I'm super happy. So I get in a hand. I have King, Queen of Hearts in the cutoff. Oh, no, the hijack, okay? So I raised to 800 at 100, 300 with a 300 ante. I raised to 800. The button calls, who is one of the more recreational players, and then the big blind calls as well, who is also one of the recreational players. So really good spot. Flop comes 9-8-3 with 2 hearts, right? The big blind checks. I check because I didn't really want to get check raised. My opponent's stacks were kind of short, so I didn't really want to bet and then have to get it all in at this point. And I figured there's a lot of good turns for King, Queen of Hearts. Like, you know, 10 Jack gives me straight draw, King, Queen gives me a top pair, and a heart obviously completes my flush. So I check. And then the person on the button decides to bet like 1,200, 1,400, something like that. Big blind calls, and I call. So there's about 6K in the pot, a little bit less than 6K in the pot, going to the turn, which is a 10. Offsuit 10 doesn't complete the flush. 9, 8, 3, 10 turn. Check. I check. The button thinks for a very long time, like a minute, and then decides to check. The river is the deuce of hearts, giving us the flush, right? So I have the second nut flush. Very excited. Now, my opponent gives off a very big tell, which makes this hard. Like, it's an obvious tell. If you play a lot of live games, you see it a lot. He did one of these. The sigh. The sigh means like you're saying like, oh, I'm not interested in that, but really you're interested in that. So that's usually like the nuts, you know? So when I see the sigh, I'm a little bit worried. But we have the second nuts, right? It's a very strong hand. So I decided to bet 5,200, pretty big bet. The button folds, and then it gets back to the big blind. He's leaning back, puts on his headphones, and he shoves all in for 15,000. So we have the second nuts. It's another 10,000 to call to win 25,000. So we're getting a really good price, 2.5 to 1. So we only need to be good here like 28% of the time or something. It's a frustrating spot, and it had me a little tilted because it's one of those situations in poker where we can't really do anything about it, because this opponent could sigh with the jack high flush. This opponent could be the type of guy that would sigh with like a straight, right? So we don't know how tuned in he is to relative hand strength. And like, even though he's telling us I'm really strong here, I have to call because I have the second nuts. Like, we can't get too fancy. We can make big errors. We're getting a really good price. So I call. He has the nut flush, and I'm down to 15K. I'm up to like 19 now. The table's still incredible, but like, that was a very tilting start, man. But we're in a good spot, man. Like, we have lots of chips, lots of time, deep structure, good event. So let's spin it up. GG, unfortunately, busted in level 5. So the hand is, I'm in the big blind, and the blinds are 200, 400 with a 400 ante. So there's 1,000 in there pre-flop. Under the gun +1, which is one of the better players at the table, I think, an online regular, good player, raises it up to 1,000. It folds around to the button, who also is a younger guy, seems to be a good player. He's playing pretty straightforward and good. He calls. I'm in the big blind with 22,000 to start the hand, and I look down at Ace-King offsuit. Beautiful hand. So I have a decision here to what sizing I want to make it. 3-betting is definitely the play, in that we are 22,000. We're 58 big blinds deep right now, so this is a very strong hand, especially with the other player calling over the top. They're going to have a lot of like small pairs and stuff, that if we can get like, let's say 6s to fold pre-flop, we get to scoop his extra 1,000. And we're doing well against under the gun. So we raise it up to 5,200, and then under the gun +1 moves all in. The other player folds, and it's back on us. So we have to call 15,000 to win his 22,000 plus whatever else was in the pot. So it's a spot where he's clearly very strong, but being a good player, Ace-King has enough percentage against his range of hands, which is probably Jacks plus and Ace-King at this point. I know a lot of people will say, well, you're flipping at best, but the thing that is important here is price, right? There's a lot of money in the pot. We don't need to win 50% to make a big profit here. And against good players like this, we can't really afford to like throw away our edges to wait for better spots. You know, it's a tough tournament in general. Maybe not our table wasn't so tough, but so we call. He has the aces. We hit a king on the flop and don't improve after that. That's it. So I think it's a really disappointing run today. I would say personally, like how I feel, I'm okay. You know, I've been doing this for a long time. I've played maybe 6 or 7 EPT events. I've cashed 3 running deep and obviously busted the other 4. So I've gone through this experience and like personally I'm okay. But it's always a little bit disappointing, you know, because I feel like I'm playing for more than myself with this YouTube channel and the Poker Staples YouTube channel, Twitch and social media. It's like a lot of people are rooting for me, and this is like their eye into what it is to play poker. So it feels bad to disappoint people, you know, even though it's just poker and that happens. I think that's the most hurtful point. I'm disappointed that some people are going to be let down and feel bad, you know, but that's the game, and we're okay, you know. The bankroll's still healthy. We have lots more poker to play. There's more main events. There's the PokerStars Players Championship coming up in January, and of course the online grind. So I think for now, I'm going to chill out for a bit, reflect, and then keep moving forward, because that's all we can do, right? The past is the past. Let's keep doing good things and trying to improve in life and in poker. So.
Gucci main and Gucci woman. What's the play?
We are going out for dinner and a walk around beautiful Prague.
Show me good clothes. Why don't we come? Show me good clothes.
Like, people are trying to sell you drugs or try and get you in their club, like, quite a bit, you know. We're walking into the main tourist square. It's pretty common in most European cities, you know. It's like just drugs and strip clubs.
And B-Car wants to go, right?
Yeah, B-Car would like to go to a strip club, but we're not. She can't go. Sorry.
Yeah, it's not tonight.
No, actually, sorry, B-Car.
Why?
We can't go to any strip clubs.
Why?
Not allowed.
Why don't we come? Show me good clothes.
That's gonna be a wrap. Thank you guys so much for checking out the vlog today. If you enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button and the thumbs up would be awesome. Tough one out there on the poker fault, obviously, but at the end of the day, very grateful that I've been able to come to Prague again for the EPT. It's been an amazing time, and even though we didn't have success on the felt, life is still good. I have my fiance, my friends around me, and enjoying a nice Christmas market. I mean, life doesn't really get better than that. So in the end, it's a happy story.
There was one other big loss for the day.
What's that?
Seabass.
Goodbye, Seabass. Goodbye for now. We'll see you again soon. So thank you guys so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Until next time, we'll see you later.